Ваше превосходительство, уважаемые дамы и господа, мне очень вас приятно приветствовать на 15-м Евразийском медиафоруме. Я Рис Хан, я являюсь ведущим и церемонимейстером, и мы вновь вернулись в Алмату, там, где начинался Евразийский медиафорум. Я не могу не подумать о том, насколько Казахстан изменился с начала тысячелетия, когда я первый раз приехал. Посмотрите, насколько мир изменился. Тогда, в начале 2000-х, израильско-палестинский конфликт вспыхнул после того, как Ариэль Шарон пришел на должность премьер-министра, после того, как Бенджамин Нетаньяху был на этой позиции. Талибан сменился на Аль-Каиду в качестве крупной исламистской угрозы. В США был неоднозначный специфичный президент Джордж Буш, которого СМИ любила высмеивать и критиковать. США вышли в одностороннем порядке из договора о противоракетной обороне. Китай вступил в ВТО, и всемирная экономика замедлилась. Сравним это с сегодняшней ситуацией. Израильско-палестинский конфликт вспыхнул вновь, и Бенджамин Нетаньяху вновь премьер-министр Израиля. Аль-Каида сменилась на ИГИЛ в качестве крупной исламистской угрозы. В США специфичный и противоречивый президент Дональд Трамп, над которым СМИ любят смеяться и которого они любят критиковать. США вышла в одностороннем порядке из иранской ядерной сделки, а Китай начинает доминировать всемирную экономику. А всемирная экономика в соответствии с некоторыми отчетами замедляется. И в тот же момент, когда Евразийский форум только начинался, Google все еще был младенцем. Facebook еще не был основан. И до марта 2006 года слово «твит» означало с английского только чириканье птички. А сейчас похоже, что всемирная политика управляется за счет посредством этих твитов, куда входит всего 280 знаков. И поэтому мы имеем это название сегодня для медиафорума «15 лет эволюции». Как мир меняется, как мир меняет нас. У нас прекрасные спикеры высокого уровня и посетители, и также участники со всего света. У нас будут, естественно, прекрасные обсуждения, исключительные обсуждения. Несколько организационных моментов. Пожалуйста, переключите в тихий режим свои телефоны, когда сессии ведутся. Пожалуйста, будьте уважительными к остальным вокруг вас. Если вам нужно выйти, делать это незаметно. Обязательно не снимайте бейджи для вопросов безопасности и будьте уважительными к нашим модераторам. Не перебирайте регламент, потому что, естественно, нам нужно соответствовать программе. Если вы перебираете регламент, то, естественно, вас попросят остановиться. У нас были жалобы в прошлом году на это, поэтому я прошу модераторы, пожалуйста, управляйте временем. Подобное мероприятие требует много усердной работы. Давайте начнем с того, чтобы поблагодарить организаторов. Пожалуйста, поаплодируем организационному комитету, сотрудникам и всем волонтерам, которые привели к успеху данного мероприятия. Они очень усердно работают для того, чтобы все было без сучка и задоринки. Сейчас я хотел бы перейти к следующей части. Прекрасно было получить такую высокоуровневую поддержку для Евразийского медиафорума в Казахстане, и поэтому для первой выступительной речи хотел бы пригласить уважаемого министра информации и коммуникации Республики Казахстан Даурена Абаева. Пожалуйста. It's a great honor for me to be here today with you, and I would like to read out the welcoming remarks on behalf of Nursultan Nazarbayev.
Уважаемые участники, уважаемые гости,
Distinguished participants, distinguished guests, I would like to congratulate you on the opening of the 15th anniversary Eurasian Media Forum. Every year, we see the professionals from the media sphere gathered here, and they are ready for an open and impartial dialogue on a wide range of issues. The forum's agenda, 15 years of evolution, how the world is changing and how the world changes us, is in line with the agenda of the Astana Economic Forum 2018 and very accurately reflects the spirit of that forum, allowing the journalistic community to exchange opinions and compare positions on the most significant aspects of the global information picture. Against the changes taking place in the world, escalation of geopolitical tensions and new technological capabilities, the media can become both a trigger for escalation of conflicts and a factor of global containment and prevention of international tensions. Hence, the high responsibility of journalism. Traditional journalism is facing a serious challenge, which is the crisis of confidence when the audience increasingly prefers alternative sources of information, such as independent bloggers and social networks.
Вместе с тем, конкурентные преимущества традиционных средств массовой информации всегда будут основываться на высоком профессионализме и качестве предлагаемого контента. Только корректная и достоверная подача информации и верификация фейковых новостей могут обеспечить привлечение аудитории, укрепление авторитета СМИ как источника объективной информации. Для этого особенно важно развивать открытые каналы доступа к информации и поддерживать непрерывный диалог, который является ключевым условием налаживания сотрудничества в решении всех возникающих проблем. Профессия журналиста должна оставаться воплощением служения обществу и высоких этических и морально-нравственных качеств. Евразийский медиафорум – это еще одна возможность на высоком уровне обсудить все актуальные проблематики. Качественный состав и репрезентативность форума позволят обеспечить конструктивный обмен мнениями и опытом, полезным для всех участников. Желаю всем участникам плодотворных дискуссий и ярких впечатлений гостям. Президент Республики Казахстан Нурсултан Назарбаев. От себя лично и от
On my own
лица
behalf and on
Министерства
behalf of the
информации
Ministry of
хотел бы
Information, I
поблагодарить
would like to
организаторов
thank all the
за
organizers
прекрасный форум.
for this wonderful
В том
forum.
числе, конечно, необходимо
And
отметить
certainly
большую
I
роль
should
Дарьи
underscore
Нурсултановны
the
как
great role played by
главного
Darigana
организатора и
Sultanovna,
идейного
who is
вдохновителя.
the
Желаю всем плодотворной
organizer in
работы.
chief.
Спасибо.
So fruitful work to all of you. Thank you. Спасибо большое, господин министр. Как я упоминал ранее, Евразийский медиафорум начал свою жизнь в Алмате перед тем, как переехать в столицу Астану. И нам, естественно, было комфортно проводить мероприятия здесь, но с тем же очень интересно смотреть на прогресс в Алмате. И у нас сегодня почетная месть поприветствовать акима города Алматы. Пожалуйста, поприветствуем Бауржана Байбека.
Dear Madam Chair,
Уважаемая
and distinguished
Дарига
guests,
Нурсултановна, уважаемые гости.
welcome to Kazakhstan and our city
Добро
of thousand
пожаловать
colors,
в Казахстан
Almaty.
и наш город
It
тысячи
is my
красок,
great
Алматы.
pleasure to welcome you today at the
Я
15th
рад
Eurasian
приветствовать вас
Media
сегодня на 15-м
16 years
Евразийском
ago,
медиафоруме.
in 2002,
16 лет назад
the Eurasian Media
2002
Forum
году
was launched for the first time here in
именно в
Almaty
этом
with the
городе,
support
в
of the
Алмате,
President Nursultan
при
Nazarbayev.
поддержке
Today the
Нурсултана
forum
Абишевича
has
Назарбаева,
become
президента,
a
был дан
recognized
старт
dialogue
Евразийскому
platform,
медиафоруму.
a
Сегодня
bridge
форум стал
between
признанной
the West and the
диалоговой
East,
площадкой,
where the
связующим
most
мостом
diverse
между
issues of
Западом
the
и
modern
Востоком,
world
где
are being
обсуждаются
discussed.
самые разные вопросы
To
современного
hold this
момента.
meaningful meeting in Almaty is a
Проведение
great
этой
honor
юбилейной
for us.
встречи в Алмате для нас
The
большая
agenda of the
честь.
forum includes
Повестка форума
issues
включает
of
актуальные
global
вопросы
development,
глобального
which
развития,
today will be at the center
которые
of
сегодня будут
attention of
находиться в
well-known
центре
journalists
внимания известных
and
журналистов,
public and political figures.
общественных и политических деятелей, экспертов.
Therefore, I would like to thank the
Поэтому
forum
хотелось бы
organizing
поблагодарить
committee and
организационный
personally
комитет
the
форума
chair
и
of the
лично
committee,
вас,
Ms. Dariga
председателя
Nazarbaeva.
организационного комитета, уважаемая Дарига
As
Нурсултановна.
our president once said, Almaty is the golden cradle of our independence, a city of 1,000-year history, spiritual, cultural, sports and financial and economic center of the country, a global platform for world-level meetings and negotiations, the largest metropolis of Central Asia, the regional tourism center, which is visited by every second tourist of the country. Most of the offices of international organizations and transnational companies are located here. 43% of joint companies of the country, more than 90% of the banks are located here. The share of trade, financial and other services in the urban economy is 86%. The share of small and medium enterprises is 34%. More than 4,000 non-governmental organizations and over 1,000 mass media are carrying out their activities here in Almaty. In 2016, on the scale of UNESCO, we had celebrated the 1,000th anniversary of Almaty, and last year, on the high level of organization and participation, we held the 28th World Winter Anniversary. Since the beginning of this year, the following events took place in Almaty: Eurasia Week of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Digital Forum of the Eurasian Economic Forum, United Nations meeting dedicated to the 25th anniversary of UN activities in the Republic of Kazakhstan, as well as the 10th anniversary of European Conference of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. In October, important conferences such as the 40th anniversary of the Almaty Declaration of the World Health Organization and the 30th anniversary of the European Healthy Cities Network will be held in Almaty. In addition, this fall together with the United Nations, we will plan to regional hub. Nearly 14 special organizations will work in the hub. Dear friends, the current forum is taking place in the context of the growing global transformation of modern world. Without exaggeration, this process of historical nature. At the Eurasian Economic Forum, the President of Kazakhstan singled out 5 megatrends of modern planetary development, where he said it is the digitalization of all aspects of human activities, the energy revolution, the rapid growth of the world's population, the change of the pace and nature of urbanization, and of the global labor market. We see that these global trends have become the main factors for the growth of global uncertainty, an environment of the mutual distrust and phobias. We currently witness the intensity of the geopolitical and intercivilizational confrontation. The tools of the Stone Age of the international politics toolkit, force, pressure, and threat come to the front lines. World mass media with immense external influence is more frequently becoming an instrument of regional and global battles. Fake replaces the principles of objectivity and responsibility. The media today has a capacity to not only manipulate public opinion, but also to change values and to influence the identity of every individual. However, the nature of the changes taking place is fundamental and global, and the nations are independent, and only dialogue and cooperation, trust and responsibility are the determining factors for the future creative development of the world. Our country, since its first days of independence, remains committed to the principles of global cooperation, openness and trust. Head of our state from this forum's rostrum said, Kazakhstan is an example of a state that has not undermined regional and global security by any of its steps, actions, or even words. Thanks to the policy of our president, Kazakhstan has become a place for global dialogue on various present-day world problems. The Eurasian Media Forum, being one of the recognized expert platforms, fosters open and free intellectual discussions of the most acute international problems, the generation of new ideas. A huge role and responsibility lies with the media. The media can consolidate the world community around major issues, set conceptual framework for understanding the future development of humanity, promote a culture of dialogue and cooperation, and in general, change the world for the better. I am sure that this forum will let all kinds of opinions be voiced regarding the processes that are taking place, and based on openness and cooperation, the forum will help to find and promote effective solutions to existing problems. As you know, the last time Media Forum was held here in Almaty 8 years ago, and since then our city has transformed. On the principle of city for pedestrians, a number of central streets have been renovated as a recreational space for citizens and visitors. Serious changes have taken place which have positively affected the perception. New bicycle lanes have been formed, parks and squares have been renovated, international sports facilities have been built. And I hope that the city of Almaty will offer the participants of the forum an opportunity to see renovated cities, streets and parks and enjoy its beauty of the nature. I wish all participants of the forum a constructive work and more optimism. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much, sir, and congratulations on the success.
Господин Аким, спасибо вам большое, поздравляю вас с успехом и прогрессом Алматы. Сейчас мы переходим к человеку, который был одним из первопроходцев и поддерживал с самого начала Eurasian Mediaforum. И я хотел бы, когда она впервые много лет назад запускала его, представлял, могла ли она себе тогда представить, как далеко мы придем и сколько знаменитых людей будет посещать. Ее руководство, ее лидерство снова собрало нас здесь, опять в Алматы, чтобы праздновать вклад Казахстана в мировые вопросы через форум. И, пожалуйста, приветствуем очень горячо на приветственное слово председателя Организационного комитета Eurasian Mediaforum доктора Даригу Назарбаеву. Greetings, dear friends.
Good morning, dear colleagues, distinguished guests.
I am happy to welcome participants, journalists, and guests of the 15th Eurasian Media Forum.
Welcome to the 15th Eurasian Media Forum. Almaty'ga hoş geldinizler.
Welcome to Almaty.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
очень символично,
it's quite symbolic that the 15th Eurasian Media Forum is taking place in the days of the blessed and holy months of Ramadan for all Muslims. These are the days when people should think about kindness, happiness, helping others, forgiveness, and elevation of all things. I would like to participate all participants and guests of the forum from my heart and congratulate with the months of Ramadan and wish you happiness and kindness. 16 years ago, in this amazing city, our beauty Almaty, we opened the first Eurasian Media Forum. That was so recent and it was so long. Children born then are now in high school. People who celebrated their 50th anniversary that year have already retired, and I am also coming close to that age. The agenda of this anniversary forum is traditionally versatile and very busy. I'm grateful to all of you for accepting our invite and agreed to share with participants your ideas, your thoughts, and positions. I'm grateful to all our moderators who are known far outside of the countries they hail from, and we take great pride in them. I would like to say a few words about the changes around us that have taken place in these years. These can be discussed endlessly. If we are to touch our area, mass media, practically everything has changed in our industry. When we first gathered in 2002 in Almaty, there were no iPhones, there were no iPads, there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram, there was no WhatsApp. All these novelties have come into our life and become utility. The word pager is almost forgotten. Rotary phones can only be seen in old movies. The box of a TV set had turned into an LCD flat screens. The variety of notebooks amazes. A smartphone had become a personal computer that fits in your pocket. Search engines of internet open ways to any information. Children play with devices as we used to play with dolls before. Media consumption in the whole world had become different, but most importantly, there is a generation already up and going that feels as a fish in water in the new media reality, and many already call this the first digital generation. It's us, dear forum participants, who are surprised with every new gadget and argue for a long time, will a new internet application win over television, or will it be the other way around? But the people who are 10, 15, 20 today, with these gadgets and these apps, with these services, social media, they have simply been born with it. They are growing with those and simply do not perceive the life without internet, a smartphone, and free communication. This is a generation that doesn't have to make a choice between so-called conventional and new media. They use them as it is convenient to them. In the morning they can watch their favorite cartoons and TV screens, daytime on the screen of the smartphones or tablets, they do the same, and then they play a computer game where the characters are the same characters from their favorite cartoons. And with that, in parallel, a child or a teenager discuss it all in social media with their friends and send them interesting links, photos and videos. For this new generation, there's practically round-the-clock interaction with information and media content. There are fab brands in all media environments and on any carriers, and that's a norm and a natural course of events. By the way, that's exactly why this digital generation perceives access to internet, mobile apps, not as some additional service or an opportunity, but as an integral, critically important service, and limitations for the use of those consider to be as an attack on their lifestyle. Research done in many countries shows that even the eternal conflict of fathers and children today had moved to the digital arena, and that's where it mainly goes around media consumption. We, the adults, very often don't take this into account when we start regulating internet and digital behaviors. That doesn't mean that digital reality doesn't need regulation, and its users do not need protection from multiple, quite realistic cyber threats. But it means that government regulation should be smart and responsible, and should be understood and accepted by the young generation. Adults should learn to talk to their children. The new digital world, it doesn't only carry good and new colors of life, not only new wonderful opportunities for communication, socializing, development, but we also know of so-called suicide groups in social media that push children to suicide. We perfectly know that messengers in our smartphones are not just an extremely convenient tool of communication among people, but its advantages are also used by terrorists and drug dealers and other criminals. There is no country in the world where they wouldn't discuss challenges and threats that come to that the society and individuals are facing through new communication technologies. In the past 15 years, many changed in the environment. In addition to the climate change accompanied by natural disasters, we observe the tragedy of species going extinct. The Red Book is growing not every day, but every hour. Every day, this world is losing 10 to 130 living beings that are of species who cannot be recovered as such. It's not hard to calculate how many our younger brethren we've lost in the past 15 years. But humans are actively going into space. In the years from 2003 to 2017, in the orbit, there were 7,550 people who visited the orbit. But the obvious technological breakthroughs continued to be next to barbarism in the international politics. Wars are not stopping. According to the most careful calculation of the official program of conflict, in the period from 1989 through 2014, as a result of military activities, the number of only combat losses exceeded 1 million people. Now, counting the number of peaceful citizens in the countries with military conflicts is hard because it's simply impossible to organize a census. According to UN, the number of forced migrants, refugees, today stands at 25,800,000 people, which is almost 50% more than in the beginning of the 21st century. Now, in the face of tides of refugees streaming to countries of Western and Eastern Europe, the pictures of the great migration of peoples seem like nothing. The world has been covered with a black tide of terrorism that had taken lives of thousands of people in different parts of the planet. And we shouldn't also forget that in the past 15 years, the international situation had significantly been challenged by indicators of the so-called Cold War, which sometimes threatens to turn into a real war. The wording of heads of state had changed. More often we see notes of intolerance and threat supported by demonstration of new super powerful kinds of arms, and we should also be concerned by an unseen before low level of understanding between US, Russia and EU. Also, the countries of EU are going through the crisis of Euroscepticism, strengthened by Brexit of UK and attempted separatism in Catalonia. Naturally, all of this in international media is being reflected, and the robust development of internet, social media and other communication services had changed the usual set of Things. Relative availability of devices and gadgets made it personally possible for millions to participate in media events. The network authors, bloggers compete in popularity with the major journalists of conventional newspapers, which are losing their circulation. And television is losing its power over people because any smartphone owner can make their own report and even make a documentary. The colossal hosting of YouTube that emerged in 2005, which had become a collective studio of authors where people get to present their programs, shows, video blogs, reports, offering it to a multi-million audience. The fast modernization, digitalization of media also came with problems. Such an easy access to internet opened way not only to talents who want to self-express, but also all sorts of fraudsters, criminals, propaganda leaders, and practitioners of terrorism. Hatred messages are there. The real problem is so-called trolls and invisible fighters of information wars and producers of fake news. And on that background, the old days tabloids look quite decent. It may seem that the picture I just drew for you is overly dramatic. It may be, but let that become a subject of discussions, arguments that will take place in this forum. In the past 15 years, I believe this is a platform that is there. So I call you, dear friends, colleagues, guests of the Eurasian Media Forum, let's do that. There is no any end of history of which Francis Fukuyama spoke. Human history is endless and is endlessly tragic, but it's not something to give up. I thank you. I really bow to those who participate in the work of all these challenging years in the work of the forum. And also I have a very pleasant and instruction from the organization committee of the forum. Let me on behalf of the forum express gratitude and our best wishes to one of the founders of this forum, Mr. Armen Sarkisyan, who had done very much for this forum to be born and developed. And also congratulate him with being elected to the post of President of Armenia. We wish him success, peace, and prosperity to our friend Armenia. In these difficult years that were challenging, Eurasian Media Forum expresses gratitude to everyone who participated in the organization. I bow to you. And now with this, I announce the 15th Eurasian Media Forum officially open. Thank you for your attention.